All right, folks, today we've got a guest who's cracked open the Quran and says he's got all he needs to know about Jesus. But Godlogic's here to turn up the heat. Well, let's just say, things get a little scrambled. Our guy came in confident, but by the end, he's whisked like an egg on a Sunday morning. So grab a seat and get ready for some sizzling debate action.
What I know of Jesus comes from the Quran.
Really? What language did Jesus speak? What language did he speak?
What are you trying to get at?
What language did Jesus speak?
I understand where you about to try to lead that to. That's not relevant.
Whoa.
That's like me asking you, time out. That's like me asking you, what language did Adam speak? What language did Adam speak?
1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to get my utensils. What language did he speak? What language did he speak?
Bro, you making all that noise, bro.
I'm just trying to, because I'm stirring it. I'm cooking. I just gotta.
Anyway.
What language did he speak?
That is not relevant. It doesn't matter. That does not matter to a person like me.
Can I tell you why it matters? Because you just said that everything you know about Jesus and everything you learn from Jesus comes from the Quran. Okay, let's see if that actually holds. What language did Jesus speak, Liam?
You claim that he spoke Greek. You claim that he spoke Hebrew. And Aramaic.
I didn't claim anything.
I've heard you make that claim.
Stop trying to jump out the pot. Stay in there. What?
But for example,
language, Liam, stop trying to jump out the pot. What language did Jesus speak?
I understand where you're gonna go. You're gonna say, "Oh, the Quran doesn't tell you that." Okay,
I didn't say that.
But
what language did Jesus speak?
The language that the Hebrews spoke at that time, Aramaic. Or that the Jews spoke at that time, Aramaic.
Is that in your Quran?
Come on, bro.
Is that in your Quran?
I just told you your argument before you said it.
Very good. Is it in the Quran?
No. The people around him spoke that language.
Wow. So where do you get it from, actually, Liam? Where do you get it from that Jesus spoke Aramaic and lived with people who spoke Hebrew and Aramaic? Where do you get that from?
There are sources that are around that time. There's many sources. Don't just say the Bible.
I didn't say anything.
But I'm.
So what sources tell you that Jesus spoke Aramaic?
The Jews of that time spoke Aramaic.
What source do you have that says Jesus spoke Aramaic? Remember, the Jews were everywhere. They were all over the place. They were in Arabia. They were in Egypt. They were all over the place. What tells you?
I don't think that matters though. Like regardless, let's say he spoke Chinese. I don't think it matters.
Oh, it does matter.
I don't think it matters.
Oh, it matters.
Why does it matter?
Because what matters is you just said that everything you know about Jesus comes from the Quran. But yet you just gave me some information about Jesus that doesn't come from the Quran. Yet you stated it as fact. So wherever you're getting this from, you're relying on it as your historical fact on the life of Jesus, at least in this aspect. So what source is that, Liam, that tells you that Jesus spoke Aramaic?
Bro, you're going to say there's only two phrases in the Bible that he ever uses that were quote unquote Aramaic. Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, and Abba. That's the only two things that you'll say.
So are you saying?
But I guess, but
so
but
you,
wait, I
so,
can say hola. I can say como estás. I can say y tú. I can say different things. But does that mean I speak Spanish?
So just here's the question.
That's why I feel like it's not relevant
Well,
though,
here's the
regardless of
question.
the matter of what he
So
speaks.
what source tells you that he spoke Aramaic? You're close. You're so hot, man. You're right there.
You're saying that like only one thing says it.
I'm only asking you, what's the source? What is it? Just say it so we can move on.
Bro, I just said there's only two phrases. It doesn't say Jesus spoke Aramaic. It said he said in this language, Eli Eli lama sabachthani. Okay, sure.
So the Bible demonstrates that Jesus
I can
spoke
say
Aramaic?
sayings and
So is the source the Bible?
it makes a claim that he said something, but
Is the source the Bible?
But I don't believe that he said that. I
No-
don't believe he said, my
no
God,
worries.
where have you forsaken me?
Hey,
I don't even believe he said that. So that's not my
trying
source.
to jump out the pot. Stop it.
He never got crucified, so I don't even accept that.
No worries, Habibi. Stop. Hey, stop trying to jump out the pot. So if you don't accept that as your source for Jesus speaking Aramaic, what is your source?
It's not relevant. It's
not relevant, ladies and gentlemen. It's not relevant when my man here, Liam, says that everything that I know about Jesus comes from the Quran. And as soon as I ask him one question about Jesus that he doesn't get from the Quran, all of it falls. Now, all of a sudden, it's irrelevant. Do you see
I'm not saying,
the hypocrisy?
Okay, I'm not saying that I know 100% for sure what language he spoke.
Really?
Because Allah didn't tell us that in the Quran.
Then why in the world did you say Aramaic and Hebrew?
I said that was claims that were made about him.
That's not what you said. You said he spoke.
I just said that was
language.
claims.
Wait. You didn't say that. When I asked you, you said he spoke the language of his people at the time, which was Hebrew and Aramaic. Those are your exact words. If you want to rewatch this, it's on YouTube. You can rewind it. You said that exactly. So you didn't say, "Oh, this is what people say he might."
That would be my educated guess. Okay, that would be my educated guess.
All right.
I don't know for sure.
You have an educated guess that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew. Based on what source is this education coming from?
The language that the Hebrews wrote at that time. What do you mean?
How do you know that Jesus was living in a time where he would have been speaking Aramaic and Hebrew? And how do you know that Jesus himself spoke the language? Because just because he lives around people who speak it doesn't mean that he's speaking it himself. What is your evidence, your source that he spoke it himself?
Just because somebody makes a claim, that doesn't validate the Bible, though. Is what I'm trying. That doesn't validate it.
Hey, stay in the.
If I made a book and I said Godlogic spoke the language of his people at that time.
Hey, stay in the pot. What's your source for your educated guess?
Bro, you doing too much with that, bro.
Just waiting. What's your source?
Bro, I just made an educated guess.
Okay.
I'm not saying I know 100% sure. So I do not know.
So
that's simple. I do not know.
I got you. So do you see how? Let me just ask you this. Let me just forget that then. Let me ask you this. Where did Jesus preach?
To the people of Beni Israel.
I said where, not to who. Where?
You're trying to ask me all biblical questions.
No, I'm just asking you basic questions on Jesus, like the language he spoke. I think that's a basic question. Where he preached,
But
I
these,
think that's a basic question. Where did he preach? Because your Quran says that he preached the gospel. Your Quran says that. Where did he do that?
I don't know, and it's not relevant. I don't know 100%.
You know, all right. What's your educated guess?
According, if I'm using, I don't know.
Do you have an educated guess?
Nope.
So you had an educated guess on the language he spoke, but you don't have an educated guess on where he preached?
The people of Bani Israel, they were. What do you mean? They was in that area? Okay, sure.
What area?
That's the claim. That's
What
something.
area?
That's something that was been claimed.
What
Okay,
area-
that's something
what-
that's been
what-
claimed.
What area were they in?
Bro, okay, according to your book, it says they were in one
Whoa,
area.
whoa, whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
no
whoa,
problem.
whoa, 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 whoa! Don't. My book is unreliable. Remember? What area were they in?
Bro, it's not relevant.
It's not relevant.
The question is what's relevant is what is he preaching?
It's
What
not
was he teaching?
relevant,
Wherever he's at, what
ladies
was he
and gentlemen.
teaching?
All right, I'll give you another one. You know what? Forget it. Forget what he spoke. Forget where he preached. Who are his disciples?
What do you mean? They were Muslims.
Who were they? Matter of fact, you ain't even got to tell me all of them. Give me one name.
Bro, anyways.
You said you know everything about Jesus from the Quran. Give me one name of his disciple.
Bro, all of the important information of Jesus is through the Quran. Okay.
All of the important you know what? Okay, you got me. You got me there. All of the important information about Jesus is in the Quran. How did he pray?
Yes.
How did he pray?
He prays like a Muslim. That's simple.
Show me.
He said, I indeed am a Muslim.
Show me how he prayed.
However Allah willed him to do. Allahu Alam.
How?
I don't know. Allah knows best.
Wait, you don't think it's important to know how
I
your
cannot
Messiah
speak on
prayed?
what I do not know,
But
and
wait,
I do not know.
Don't you think it's important to know how your Messiah prayed and how he probably taught how to pray? You don't think that's important?
When he comes back, he will pray like a Muslim.
When he comes back, he will pray like a Muslim. But when he was here on earth, how did he pray?
I can only assume that he prayed like a Muslim.
You can only assume that he prayed like a Muslim. So no answer to that, huh? No answer to that important question.
It's not relevant.
It's not relevant.
Okay. How did Adam pray?
Wait.
How did Adam pray?
It's not relevant how Jesus the Messiah prayed and taught how to pray. But just a few seconds ago, you said that you know everything about Jesus and you know it from the Quran. So do you see how, really, with basic questions, you don't know nothing about Jesus? You don't know what he preached, where he preached, how he preached, to who he preached to specifically. You don't know who his disciples were, if he chose his disciples, how he chose them, who they were, what did they preach. You don't know none of that, yet he trusted them to do it. You don't know none of that. You don't know how he prayed, how he taught to pray. Wait, you know what? Here's another question. Did Jesus fast?
Wait, time out. I can ask you this about literally any prophet in the Bible.
Did he fast?
He was a Muslim. He did exactly what God wanted him to do.
Did he fast?
Bro, you're asking me for a biography on his whole life.
But you said you
I
know
do not
everything
know his whole
about. You
life.
said you know everything about Jesus, and you know it from the Quran.
I didn't say I know everything about
You said
Jesus.
you know. Yeah, you did. You said everything you know about Jesus.
I've never made that claim.
Okay.
Not once.
All right, let me not misrepresent you. You said that you know about Jesus, and the information you know about Jesus is from the Quran. And then when we tested that, you said, well, the important things I know about Jesus are from the Quran. But the important things like how he prayed, don't know that. What about his fasting? Did he fast?
That's what you subjectively believe is more important than another thing. Allah revealed was what's important to the people.
Oh, so now what's important is subjective. So when we bring up things, you can subjectively decide whether what I bring up is important or not, so that you can use that as your scapegoat. Do you see what's happening here?
Okay, now you just put me through a whole questioning. Okay, tell me, what language did Adam speak?
prove a
This
point.
was the very first person that was created in your Bible.
To prove a point.
Okay,
To prove a point.
what language
the
did
Bible
Adam
doesn't
speak?
say. The Bible doesn't say. You see, I did this to prove to you a point that now notice. Let me show you the reverse with me and Adam. Everything that I know about Adam comes from the Bible. Whatever's not mentioned about Adam in the Bible, I don't know nothing about. You see how I did that? I rely on the Bible. You claim to not rely on the Bible, but you think you know things about Jesus. You get what I'm saying? But yet the things that you say that you know about Jesus comes from the Bible, like him speaking Aramaic, for example, or him living in a time and a place where people spoke Hebrew and Aramaic. That all comes from the Bible, not your Quran, not your Hadith. So, do you see the difference here? I'm being consistent with my position while you're not.